Okay.
Just got a screen share on Skype.
Yeah. Alright, I'm screen sharing.
Right now.
Are you colorblind?
What about her?
Yeah. Nope. Like.
No?
No.
Okay. Epic pen. Alright, let's go to just the timestamps. Okay, well first we're gonna go to your later. Okay. We're just gonna quickly zoom over this. So, I think when Twisted Fate, I mean, I don't know if the meta between Twisted Fate versus Ahri has changed at all, okay, but Twisted Fate has like, I guess he has like 3 ways that he can approach this lane, okay? He can either approach from a defensive angle, and defensive angle is going to be usually always inside of this circle. I'm going to say like 90% of the time, okay? And if he approaches inside of a defensive angle, he can red, blue, blue, red. Like that's one opening he can go for, okay? Or he can approach from an offensive angle, which is just going to be red, 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 blue. Blue, red. That's going to be his offensive opening, okay? This is something that is done against mages that can't really reciprocate against him well early on, and it's in a very offensive opening that can also be used with a proactive jungler to establish lane dominance and give him a lot of freedom because he has a lot of he has a lot of defense against level 2 ganks because of his gold card, and then he also has a lot of pressure that he can apply early on because of the wild cards and the blue card, and he can usually develop an edge in terms of mana control if he's against a mana-based mage. So it's important to know his openings, and then obviously the third variable is the random variable where he plays according to what you're doing. But just know that every champion has openings similar to chess openings, right? That they can approach lanes with that, you know, will end up producing a positive result in most cases, depending on the matchup, you know, a high percentage of the time. So that's important to know. Now, for your laning, when you step in here, you leave yourself susceptible to the red card opening, you leave yourself open to the defensive card opening, you leave yourself vulnerable to everything, okay? So this movement, okay, right off the bat, it's not okay. You either need to be here or you need to be here. You can't ever enter the lane like this. This doesn't make any sense unless you're going to try to establish some sort of dominance and you're going to try to play against him and make him uncomfortable using Qs early on, or if you see him, you know, approach past here and then get ready to, like, lock a blue card, then yes, then if you're standing here or something, you can move up into this region and you can pressure with auto attacks as he throws the card. But that's not really that good, because then you have to understand that if you hit him with an auto attack, then his minions are going to encroach on you, and then that means that the lane, in some cases, depending on how the minions encroach on you, can be in his favor, so that's not good. But when he does donk shit like this, you need to straighten him up. So before he even throws this card, you know where it's going. Okay? But you knew where it was going. Okay, let me show you what you should do. What's going on? You hit, he hits. You hit, he hits. So what should be your thought process? You want to CS this, and simultaneously you want to be moving into him, so that when he goes for the hit, you can then trade. Okay, but instead you didn't do that, and you got a CS for free, and it doesn't make any sense because his movements are terrible. And when he does this, this is where you should already be right here, and when this hand comes up, you should be hitting him. Because now it's favorable. Because now, if you auto-attack him and generate minion aggro, this one turns down onto you, and then these 3 move up to around here. Which is, like, fine anyway, because you already have this minion to lock it. So it's... These are, like, advanced things you don't need to worry about completely, but I'm just letting you know that they're there. Okay?
If I auto him from when he was there, like, at the center and stuff, where would I have to stand to not take minion aggro?
That's impossible. From these angles.
Could
You have to stand outside of...
Before they finish attacking? Or, like, if I auto and walk back immediately, would they not be able to get the attack off and then switch aggro?
Depends on if you send it, if they're during their attack animation, which is really hard. You see these, like, red balls?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really hard. Okay, but anyways, let's just say stuff like this. Okay, when you do this, it doesn't make any sense. Because you can't even auto-attack him here. You want to be able to auto him, Q him, auto him. Okay, and your last auto is going to be a response to his auto, because he's not going to have his pick a card, okay? So you're always going to come out ahead in trades.
Okay, so if the wave's like this with 6 caster minions,
You should be here.
Okay.
Okay, you should never be here. Okay, because this is too weak. Because if, you know, for some reason she decides to be a fucking clown, it's too weak. Okay, if you're here. Because then that means that you have to walk somewhere into here, inside of this pocket in order to get these 2 CS, and that leaves you way too vulnerable. And you can potentially take a very lethal trade with TF, which isn't going to be good. Because Lee Sin can't really help you out, and he's not going to help you out, because TF's about to begin positioning himself on the left-hand side. Yeah. But anyways, like this, see this? This is bad. He can't do this. Well, he can do this, but he can only do it if you're moving the way that you are. He should never be able to walk up. That should have been a blue card, and it should always hit that minion, but he's terrible. He can red card, and I guess he can red card here, but if you were standing in this region, you can easily just sidestep it, and then you can punish, but he's not making very good movements. So these are like the areas that you need to punish. You also shouldn't even get W yet until you absolutely need it, because it's not that difficult to just, you know, do the bird finger, you know, or like whatever. Like if you don't know what the bird finger is, here I'll show you. I'm gonna share a screen with video capture. Hold on. Okay, so the bird finger is, so if you're laning, okay, and you know your pressing keys, okay, you obviously don't want to do this unless you have spider fingers, okay. So if you don't have spider fingers, and you can't just do this like really fast to upgrade W, all right.
I'm not seeing anything. It's frozen.
Oh Jesus, I don't even have the OBS on stream. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna take off monitor captures so you can see. I'm gonna make this big. Okay. So if you don't have so okay, you're playing, you know, whatever, and you want to upgrade W. Well, obviously you have to do it like this, or maybe you do it like this. I don't know how your hand works. Some cases you can do it like this. Okay. You can do the bird claw. Okay. So if you're laning against him and you're pressing keys and you want to upgrade W, instead of having to pull back your pinky, which can be a little awkward because you want it to hit A, right? You can just pull your thumb in. Okay, to hit control. That's not hard. That's a very basic maneuver. The bird claw. Bird claw him all day.
I'm trying to do that on my keyboard, but my thumb goes up way too far.
What do you mean? You just have to. You don't have to hit the button itself. You just have to hit the corner. Just press on the corner, and it'll go in, and then you hit W. Give TF the bird claw. All right.
Wait. So I use my pinky right now to level it up, and I don't have to take.
Yeah, but if you're not comfortable doing that during a trade where you also press Q and auto attack him simultaneously, you know what I mean? Because I don't know how your fingers work. Then that's a way around it so that you can still use your pinky to hit auto attack.
Yeah. I don't have a problem leveling up abilities in fights and stuff, so I'm just gonna continue to use my pinky.
Okay, that's fine. Or you rebind. People in chat are suggesting rebind. I mean, I guess that's an option, but I don't think this is a very difficult maneuver. It's just a slight mechanical thing. Okay, so anyways, we're gonna speed this up. See this? When he throws that wild card? Alright, watch. Now, he didn't red card you. You left yourself open to a red card. Alright, I'm gonna tell you where you think it is.
Right here?
Right here. He can just red card the cannon.
Or the cannon, yeah.
Yeah, and you're fucked.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So that's really bad. You don't want to do that. Okay. Sometimes the best way to learn your own laning is to learn your enemies. See this? What is this? What is this donk movement? Look at yourself for a second. Look at this. I'm gonna slow this down just so you can see. Hello? That doesn't make any sense, right? If you rewatch it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because what are you hoping to happen? Watch. Ready? I'll show you why it doesn't make any sense. His gold card's about to come up. Right? So if this TF is good, as soon as you cross him, this line, he would straighten you up. He would just stand still, auto-attack you. Okay? You're going to throw your spell. He's going to auto you again. Then you're going to start running because you're like, what's going on? He's going to auto you one more time. Okay, and at this point, you might have autoed him too, so his minions are on you and then your minions are on him. Okay? But that benefits him more than it benefits you, because your minion's HP is so fucked. So if you end up getting into a big trade with him right now, you're going to be underneath tower, lacking mana, lacking HP, and you're going to be under a lot of pressure, especially just because you just used your ward, and now it's going to have no efficiency because Nidalee's not going to be showing up anyway, right? So then, he can basically be like, okay, we're going to trade right now. I'm going to trade you 30% of my HP for 40% of yours, and 50% of your mana pool. So you can't make movements like this.
Okay, but how do I prevent myself from making movements like that, like in future games?
You're not gonna see. There's no magic pill. You know, this is stuff you have to work on over the course of 100 games. You don't see one thing a lot of people don't get is you don't get to just play 100 games and get better. You play 1,000. I don't know how many ranked games you've played this season, okay? But if it's not 2,000, then it's not enough, right? Because 2,000 isn't actually a lot of games. If you're seeking improvement to get to like master level, challenger level, you need to be playing a lot. And if you're not playing a lot, then you need to be playing efficiently. And if you're playing efficiently, you can't just be donking off randomly on your main account. You have to be, you know, making use of an alternate account where you can exercise weaknesses that you're having in your own play, and then you can work on, you know, noticeable weaknesses that you yourself can recognize without the input of another.
Okay. But what about just by like thinking about how the minions are set up would like prevent me from moving over here? So if I'm thinking like my minions are low, so if I get into a trade, I'm going to take more minion damage than he is, so I wouldn't even be in this position if I was thinking that, right?
Yes, that's a generic. The other thing to acknowledge is no one moves perfect, and also what I'm outlining to you right now is technically not perfect because there is psychology involved, right? So don't take what I'm saying as literal, so that if this situation ever occurs, that is always going to be the movement. That will, however, be the movement close to 95% of the time. You know what I mean? But obviously, if there's added psychology, if you know that the Twisted Fate won't trade you, then, or he won't do this, or he won't move like that, even if you do put yourself in a position where you want to be vulnerable to something, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to occur. But what you do want to develop is habits and preset. You want to develop preset habits based on situations that let your. I'm gonna use a poker term really quick. It's sort of like range. Like what is TF's range for doing X, Y, and Z? You know, maybe X% of the time. Okay, TF does move A. You know, so maybe this is like 68%. Okay, he does move A. So move A. Okay, maybe he does move Y 11% of the time, and you know that from playing him. You know what I mean? And then you determine that move Y is actually more likely in this scenario than move X based on how he's been playing the lane prior. And this is sort of how like higher level players judge their opponent's level, and they judge how they're going to play the lane. Which is often why if you see a higher level player play against a lower elo player, like I'm talking like a challenger player going up against a silver, he does stuff that is completely unnatural. But he knows that he can do it because the opponent can't respond.
Is that something you just pick up by playing a lot of games?
That is something that you can. Yes, you can pick it up by playing a lot of games, but you can also pick it up by looking for it and consciously making efforts to try to see it and then do it. You know?
Yeah.
Okay. What? That sounded very negative. What do you mean?
Well, I mean, to know which situation is best, you have to know which is better.
Well, technically, okay, there's no absolute in the sense that, I mean, there is absolutes that percentage is, like, you know, move X is better than move Y. But there is no absolute in knowing 100%. You can get really close to 100, but you can't know 100%. You can never know anything 100%.
Well, I mean, like, to know what to look for, you have to encounter enough to be able to tell the difference between, like, the different playstyles.
Yes. You're absolutely right in that. And yes, that would be playing a lot of games and, you know, facing a different variety of TF players. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah. Hold on one second. Can I go to the bathroom? I have to really... Okay, give me 1 second. Ow. Oh. Holy shit. What? What? Fuck my life, dude. I just took a Hashinshin. Oh man. That felt terrible. I mean, I guess that's the feeling like people get when like they queue up for soloQ and like they see their teammates and then like his ID's there. Oh, that's terrible, man. Oh Jesus. Can't imagine. And it's like I can't even like 5-minute dodge, you know? Like if I do that, I mean oh, fuck. Alright, let's see. Hey man, I'm back.
Alright.
Okay. Hi. Alright.
So, I don't know where we were.
Okay. What the hell's that? What the fuck? Did I... How do I hear myself? Oh, okay.
What?
Alright, we're good.
Okay.
Alright, you got demoted. Shit, that sucks. Okay.
Yeah, it's...
No, it is whatever. Just let yourself say that it's whatever, because MMR is all that matters.
Yeah.
Okay, so with this being said, now let's just move forward a little bit, because we're going to go to 7 minutes, where we talk about straightening him up.
Yep.
Wait, was there a time? Okay, there was a time before this, and it's good that you capitalized on it, so we're just going to go to normal. We're going to speed up a little bit, actually.
Is this where I kill him?
This is where you kill him, so this is good. That was good, and then... That wasn't good.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because now he has the choice to go away, but he can't resist. See this? A good TF knows it's over.
So, would that make him recall?
That makes him recall.
Okay.
Right. But if you don't do that...
He still, like, misses this wave, right?
Who cares? You don't get the kill. You can get the kill, or you can make him miss the wave anyway, and he gets 17 gold. But he has a further delayed recall. It's all about determining what is the most beneficial for you and your team. So now here, you want to shove as hard as you can. I think I made a mistake when I was coaching you, and I said to shove the wave fast, because... Was that here? You didn't want to deal with the Destiny Gate stuff?
No, this is when I said I didn't want to get ganks binded.
Okay, because he wasn't even level 6, so that would have been a very big mistake by me. Okay. So, alright, we're going to go to 7 minutes where you need to straighten him up. Now, I mentioned some stuff about lane. Here, actually, I'll just go over it right now. You want the lane to pull up here. And the reason that you want the lane to pull up here is because this is your strong side because of Lee Sin. Okay. And you also know that he doesn't have wards. And so also because that's your strong side, it also goes against Nidalee's weak side right now. So when you do it like this, I'm gonna speed up. See how you're pulling it?
Yeah.
That's not good. Pull it up. Okay? Because if this cannon minion is more over here, and these minions are more lined up over here, okay, and they're facing like this, and their attack path is anything in here, okay, what's gonna end up happening is Twisted Fate's CSing is gonna force him to stand anywhere between here. Okay? Which is slightly different from having the ability to stand anywhere between here. Okay? If he is here, and he throws a gold card or a blue card, etc., against a Lee Sin, this area, okay, Fog of War, etc., if Lee Sin comes out of here, it's all too easy to close the gap on him right here. Okay? Because he's too far away. And now, also, if he gets zoned out from this angle, okay, what ends up happening is he can't come back in over here. It's too easy to zone him out, lock the lane, game over.
Okay, so why would I make TF stand, like, on the bottom side when Lee Sin's up on the top side?
Because of the zoning. You don't necessarily need to kill him, but you can kill him if he's bad. Because, okay, alright, so basically, alright, so we have these things, we have the circles, right, of where he can stand. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, if Lee Sin's here, and TF is standing here, why wouldn't I want this, right? Because it's a direct shot.
Yeah.
Okay, and the reason that you don't want this, because it is a direct shot, is it's too easy for him to shut it down. Because he can just simply run like this, gold card, and get away. And then the lane's not necessarily over. But if he's over here, and Lee Sin appears, he can't just run like this. Because then when he gold cards Lee Sin from, like, right here or something, Lee Sin's already right here. Doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It's like geometry. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out, like, what... Okay, if he's standing, like, on the bottom side and he runs there, then Lee Sin wouldn't be able to catch him, but I'd have to ult to catch him.
You would have to ult to catch him, so he has one of two options. He can either try to run back like this, okay, or he can take the blue path, which is going to be the one that most likely ends up occurring, okay, which is he runs down like this. Okay, if this happens and he stops to gold card you, that means that you can land the charm. If you land the charm, Lee Sin will be able to close the gap. If Lee Sin closes the gap, he dies. If he doesn't stop to gold card, you can continue to chase. Lee Sin can kind of, you know, get the pass off, like you hand him the baton. Lee Sin then chases him out, and then TF has to run around like this. Because he's not allowed to come in over here. That make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Flash is... Okay, yeah.
If... No, see, you said the flash, so you're talking about in this one game.
Because you burned at level 1, so
yeah,
I was just trying to...
But this one game doesn't matter. I'm trying to teach you for the future. Okay?
Okay.
Alright? Intelligent people solve problems, geniuses prevent them. Alright? Prevent the problem, don't solve it. So you're correct that you would solve it in this game because, yes, he doesn't have flash, you can do that. That's not the point. This is 1 hour, or it's a 1 hour, it's however long we spend, okay? It's one game coaching session, okay? You make the most out of it by looking at the most important things that will help you in the future, not in the right now. If it was in the right now, there's a lot of decisions that I told you to make that were technically incorrect because your teammates were absolutely terrible. And it was unlikely that you were going to pull off some of the stuff that I told you to do, and it was unlikely that your teammates are going to, you know, follow through with some stuff. That's not how you improve at League. That's how you climb Elo. There's a difference. Okay?
Okay, so assuming that, like, he has all summoners and that sort of thing, what, the other stuff you said would have been correct, as it applies to, like, Vor.
It applies, yes, to the... Yeah. Okay?
Okay.
Obviously, there are going to be times where you get into situations that you've never seen or you've never been put in before, and that's, you know, where it really shows, like, how good of a player, you know, someone can be. When you do something like this, it's really bad. And now you see the angle that he's in right now. It's not very good. He basically shows you that he's also afraid, okay? Because you know he doesn't have wards. He's not level 6. Why did you queue the wave? All right, because let's look at what's happening right now. See this?
Yeah.
Now, if he shoves it onto you, you're under no pressure. He doesn't have proper items. He's not level 6. Your bot lane's shoved under. He can't do Destiny Gate there. Top lane, a gank's about to go off, okay? Nidalee is about to be right-centric again. Well, not, like, in the next few seconds, but in the next minute to minute and a half she will be, okay? So it's very bad for him to actually have you underneath the tower, because he's not in a position where he can trade with you effectively, and he's not in a position where he can really assert any pressure over your tower. Okay, so when you queue that wave, look at how bad this is now. Instead of having 5 minions that you could have locked, you then only have 2, and it doesn't make any sense. Because he already showed you how scared he was. So now imagine that there's like this minion, and this minion, and this minion, and this minion, right? And you just move them up over here, and you stall for this wave to get here. Maybe you miss one, and then you get the next one, and then the lane locks right here, and then the next wave collides, and now TF is forced to play in this area. It's terrible.
I feel like that gives up so much. I mean, it's good because if I land like a charm on him, I can chase him down the lane or something. But I just feel like it gives him so much room to like do what he wants. Cause
it does give him room, and that's what you want.
Okay. Why?
He doesn't have wards. He doesn't have wards. He doesn't know what angles are weak. And if he has a lot of room, that also means you have more room because of your ultimate. Who wins in a big chase? TF or Ahri?
Ahri does.
Okay, then why do you care about space?
Because I don't feel like I want to let him go for free if I don't know where he is.
Okay. Oh, man. Alright. Let's go to the next point. Let me open Notepad. What the fuck? Notepad, like, won't open. My screen is bugging. Okay. 12 minutes trapping TF. Alright, let's go to 12. No, wasn't 12. It's 12:30. Oh my god, did I not timestamp it correctly? Oh wait, I think this is it. Okay. This is where, okay, you need to be positioning over here constantly, okay? Because as soon as he goes out of vision, you want to move down and you want to move in like this. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. And you just want to match him, and then you want to trap him inside of the jungle, because if he goes for a Destiny Gate, you want to be able to hit him with your fucking, your thing right here. What is it? Frost Claim?
Frost Queens.
Frost Queen, yeah, okay. And you want to be able to hit him with your ultimate and just burst him down and basically say, hey, I'm not going there, you're not going there, you're really far behind. Your team needs you more than my team needs me. You know? It's all about just keeping him. So you want to trap TF. And so those movements will probably produce a positive result, like, over 90% of the time.
Okay, so if I do that, what would I do with the lane? Would I just leave it?
You just leave it. Because it doesn't matter. You're ahead of the lane. The onus is on him to keep up, or to catch up. And because he doesn't necessarily scale at a rate where if you both go even, he actually catches up, that's not the type of scaling he has right now. He needs to accelerate. So all you need to do is slow him down. Or you need to lock it. So that's why, you know, pushing the lane and stuff doesn't make any sense. Because if you have it right here, alright, what is TF doing right now? If you're TF. Where does he go? He can't go bot. Can't go top. What does he do?
Sitting behind tower, recall.
Okay, and so then, if he's sitting behind tower and recalling, why do you want to give him the wave? What is he doing right now? All he's doing is accumulating gold per second. You're starving him. Look at Nidalee. No help's coming to him. He's fucked, dude.
Well, if I shove it under tower, though, that, like, forces him to use mana to CS, which, like...
Who cares?
It puts more pressure on him, though, I feel like.
Why does it put more pressure on him?
To CS under tower. Like, okay, if he stays to try and CS this... Then...
What happens in 5 minutes if he shows up with just a Sheed, and you show up with a needlessly large rod and tier 2 boots? You're way more... more powerful.
I could probably burst him if I
You would just burst him, you would burst Tristana, you would shit on Janna. Jax isn't as scary. Okay, now what happens in 5 minutes if this tower is almost dead and TF shows up with Lichbane? He has the more potency. It's not about the here and now. That's not how League works. This is chess, not checkers. I understand Riot tries to make it like checkers with their recent patch, okay, but it's still not checkers, not quite yet. Sometimes the move that seems best is not the best move when you entertain other variables. And knowing when to discipline yourself and control the impulse to just go for kills and, you know, constant aggression, sometimes the aggressive play isn't the best move. Sometimes the defense and the starvation is. Okay, imagine you're the U.S. military, okay? And, here, let me draw this on paint.
Wait. Can I just say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, because my thought is, like, if I shove it to tower, he might get all the XP, but he'll miss some CS if he's under pressure. Then, like... Okay, if I leave it in the middle of the lane, and I just last it, and I let it just sit there, he misses the XP and the gold, but then he can just recall and come back, which then he, like, has full mana, full health, and items. Where if I shove it, it puts him under pressure to CS, so he'll miss some, and then, like, maybe he backs the next wave or something, so if I shove that, then he misses the wave, but if he doesn't back, then it is under pressure to CS again. So, like, in the long run, he, like, misses waves of CS under tower because he's forced to CS, under
No,
tower.
you don't know that he misses waves under tower because you don't have enough of a lead to guarantee that he misses waves under tower. If the amount of waves that he misses is not enough to prevent the Lichbane from appearing at that point in time, it's not worth it. You're also... It's not a good move because you're not in a position of power where you have enough pressure. Now, if Lee Sin is your duo partner or something, or the Lee Sin's good or it's higher elo, yeah, sometimes there's going to be decisions where you can shove him under tower. But right now, it doesn't make any sense. Here, let me use this example. Okay, so this is a U.S. military ship. Okay, the red circle. You see it?
Yeah.
This is a random country's foreign island. Okay, there's a lot of people on here. Whatever. Okay, this is a ship that brings food and water and whatever else. Okay, just simply by positioning yourself in between the island and in between the ship. Okay, now you're not necessarily killing anyone, not right now anyway. Okay, but what is going to happen is no one dies on day 1. Okay, so day 1, 0 deaths. Okay, there's 0 deaths. On day 30, there is 30,000 deaths. Okay, and this island loses its infrastructure, it loses everything. Everything falls apart because inside of those deaths are random, I don't know, scientists, doctors, etc. that were not evacuated out of the island amidst a war. Okay, if you charge onto the island, okay, day 1 is going to have a lot more deaths, and then day 30 is going to have less deaths than you would have if you just do this. Does that make sense? I mean, it's a common warfare tactic. It's all throughout history. By not attacking, you are attacking.
Yeah, I get it, but I don't know. I'm looking at the pros and cons of freezing and then shoving under tower, and
okay, you have a sword. Okay,
yeah.
Let me give you another one. You have a sword. Okay. So this is you, X, okay? Y, or no, here's a gun, okay? There's a guy that has a knife, okay? Now, your sword is much more, potent than the knife, okay? Your friends are coming, okay? When your friends arrive, they have even more, weapons, whatever. And his friends are coming, but they just have a little bit more knives. If you go on to him, you could potentially mess up, okay? And then he can get to the gun. Or you can just stand still, not let him get to the gun. He won't come at you because you have a sword, okay? And then your friends arrive. So when the big fight takes place in 5 minutes, his team doesn't have a gun. That makes sense. I don't know why that's hard to grasp. It's patience. That's all it really comes down to. Is it's patience. If you can't understand and learn to use this and manipulate it to your advantage, then you can't really grow as a player because this is a fundamental.
Okay, so alright. So TF's okay, we're receiving TFs on tower. I would want to freeze so he gets no CX and XP. But then, like, if he Bs and comes back with like an item.
What is a variable that I haven't said yet, but it's a given. It's there, but I haven't said it.
Don't know.
Tilt. Tilt does what? It puts players on, emotional tilt. It makes them play worse. If you're Twisted Fate right now, how do you feel if Ahri's just sitting there locked in the lane and you have nothing to do? You might tilt if you're not a good player. And if you tilt, like the knife boy, okay, in that analogy, you might charge at the sword guy.
I mean, I guess, but I don't feel like I should rely on his tilt.
It's not relying on it. He needs the gun. That's irrelevant. He may tilt into you. No, this is something we need to sit on, because this is something even pro shitters don't understand. I promise you that, okay? This is a core fundamental of warfare, of fighting, of, whatever. It's using defense offensively.
I get it. I get that he's missing XP in CS, but it feels like I'm doing nothing but sitting in all lane farm and just last hitting.
But what is he doing? He's losing more than you. You're getting 200 a minute. Okay, you're getting 200 gold. Okay, he's getting, because some of his minions are gonna kill your minions, right?
Yeah.
So then he ends up getting 60 gold a minute or something, or like 80. So then just by waiting, you know what I mean? If he gets 80, okay, then just by waiting 4 minutes, you gain an edge of 480. Or you can shove it into his tower, okay, apply a little bit of tower damage, and then maybe he ends up netting, you know, maybe he ends up netting 120 gold a minute instead of 80. So then you ended up trading tower damage, and he still gets XP. Because if the minions die out of range, because there's no reason that you have to be standing right here. You can easily stand right here or right here and deny him XP. You know?
Yeah.
There's a lot of guarantees. There's so much more for him to gain by having you shove it into him right now. Another thing is you can build up the minion wave. There's even more advanced tactics we're not even talking about right now because it's not necessary to talk about. But if you pile up a minion wave, so you have 4 minions right now, okay? The next minion wave's about to arrive. I don't know if it's a canon minion wave. Let's say that it is a canon minion wave, okay? And it's 7 minions. You're going to have 10. If then you shove the wave all at once, okay, you're like fucking Gandalf coming over the hill in Lord of the Rings, and then Lee Sin comes from behind.
I don't think that situation applies though, because Lee Sin, I can't like trust Lee Sin.
You can't trust him, but I mean, you asked about, you know, why is stuff like this beneficial? So now I'm giving you more advanced concepts, so you don't even need to worry about.
It just feels like I could do more though. Like I could, like shove this and maybe get it like a ward down, like in the jungle somewhere or something.
But why do you need that? Nidalee's visible.
Because if I shove and then he's under pressure to CS under tower, he can't ult anywhere.
Well, where the fuck's he gonna ult? He can't ult anywhere.
He could go top to secure the Jace kill, but then miss.
What Jace kill? Look at Jax. You think Jax can close that gap? You think Nidalee's doing anything? Look at Jace's HP and mana.
Right.
He's already on the defensive. Huh? Hello? Are you there? Are you there?
Yeah, give me a second.
Okay. I don't know. About Twitch chat, it's pretty sad, like, some of you guys write the way that you do, when in reality I would tier 90% of you up the same way. Like, it doesn't... I'm not even trying to tear him up. He's not even being arrogant or aggressive. There's no real ego. And just because it sounds like I'm being aggressive doesn't mean that I am being aggressive. I'm being aggressive because it's something that he needs to understand. It is necessary. It is a fundamental concept of strategy and warfare. This isn't just applying to Ahri and TF. This applies to a multitude of other, you know, games, other matchups, you know, other scenarios, whatever. So it doesn't make any sense. It's just really rude.
Okay, I'm back.
Hey, man. So are you getting this yet, or...?
I mean, I get it, but...
This is probably the most important part of your
It doesn't
session, by the way.
seem correct to me. I get it, but it doesn't seem correct to me. Probably because, like, I don't know, the way I've been playing or something.
Or it could also be your teacher's fault. in all seriousness, it could be. You know, in school or whatever. What's another way that I can describe this to you? Trying to think of analogies that don't share a ton of similarities with the ones that I've already presented. Okay, do you play football? Hello?
Okay, that's the last interruption.
Okay. Do you play football?
I played for like a season.
Okay. Well, I don't know too much about football, but bear with me, okay? So what is it? You have 4 downs, right? 4 downs? And then if you fail to do anything or get another thing, you have to give over the ball, right?
Yeah.
Or you have to kick it off or go for a kick, or yeah, whatever. Anyways, so let's say that you're on 3 of 4. Okay? Which is what TF is on right now. Okay? So what you're saying is you are the defense, okay? By simply preventing him from getting the next down, okay, you win, right? But what you're saying to me is you don't want to just prevent the down. You want to try to, like, intercept it and then return it for a touchdown.
I'm trying to think, like, a couple steps ahead, but I guess those steps aren't necessary with what I should have been doing.
Well, what steps are you thinking ahead? I mean, I just listed advanced scenarios that I would tell professional players. I would tell a professional Ahri exactly what I'm telling you right now. I would, however, also tell professional Ahris who have a professional Lee Sin to accumulate a minion wave, and then, you know, ensure that, you know, they keep their eyes on Nidalee and to keep communication up with Jace, so that you can coordinate a gank on Twisted Fate, and if Twisted Fate does not recall within the next 10 seconds, he's 100% dead to Lee Sin over 90% of the time. But that doesn't matter, because you're not a professional play yet.
It could also just be like a bad habit of shoving the wave when the enemy's media.
Well,
just
lower level players only think aggressively. It takes skill to be defensive, but know how to use defense offensively, to use someone's own force against them. It doesn't mean that aggression isn't good sometimes, or that it can't be good, but, you know, it takes less effort to deflect an attack than it takes to make one. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. If this isn't making sense, just let me know, because this is probably the most important part of your entire session.
It is, but, I don't know. I'm thinking that it's probably just a bad habit of shoving the wave without thinking. But,
well, think about if you're TF right now. What do you want to happen? You want the wave shoved.
I want to be able to CS it and then recall.
Yeah. And so what needs to happen for that to happen?
The wave would need to shove.
So then if Ahri doesn't do what you want,
then
you
can't do anything, pretty much.
It's funny how reverse engineering works.
Yeah, okay, that works a lot better.
Alright, there we go. Alright. Alright, does that make sense? Let's just hit the last...
Right,
let's just hit the last...
It took a couple tries, but I got it.
Alright, we're good. Okay. Let's see. 1820 is Why Are You in the Jungle?
Oh yeah, this one.
This one.
Okay, my thought is I can just pop this.
Alright, let's rewind,
Alright.
Okay, so first let's see what you're looking at. Alright, you're coming to lane. First, right now you're alt-tabbed.
Yeah.
Alright, that's fine.
Okay, now I'm back.
Now you're back.
Oh, okay, now I'm back. Forgive me.
Okay.
Okay, now I see a low health CF run into his jungle, so I think I could just catch him with slow and my ult.
Okay, but, where's your vision?
I don't have any.
Okay, so if you see a guy running into the woods, and you know that he has friends that exist somewhere beyond the woods, do you just go into the woods?
No.
No. Well, we just solved that. We just... At this point, it's okay to chase him to here, okay? But then give up.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, because now this is too far. Now, what do you not want? Okay, if you're TF and you're TF's team, what do you not want the enemy team to do?
I don't know. Group and push because TF has to back and then they'll be outnumbered.
Okay, so then what is your decision?
Mid's not easy to push, but bot we already have a wave, so I would go try and get that to tower.
No, just eat mid wave. Let bot wave shove into them, because then they have the high ground advantage, quotation marks. Obviously there's no high ground in League, but high ground, well, I mean there is, but high ground in the sense that they are on the defense, they have recall advantage, which means that the gold gap between the two teams is less than it should be, because your teammates still haven't recalled yet. And they have the edge in that they will generally, a high percentage of the time, have more vision of that area than you will. Okay, so what you want to do is you just want to eat mid. Okay, then you want to back up. If your blue was coming up, you'd want to get your blue. If not, then you want to get like a ward here. You want to have this warded up. You want to have this warded up. You want to get a ward area around here. And then you just want to wait. It seems really boring, it's because it is. But it's the correct move. What?
Like I'd clear mid and then
You clear mid, you get wards up. If wraiths come up, you eat wraiths. If blue's up, you eat blue. If it's not, you just wait. You wait in mid. Sounds really boring, but it's what you do. Alright, let's go to the last one. 21 Baron. This is also where I told you to recall. Told you to recall right there.
yeah.
Okay. From this point, you can just actually start your recall. Because you don't need to keep going forward. You can just start recalling right now. Okay. And you would be recall...
Why would I want to recall to stop?
Now.
What?
You just want to recall because look at bot, look at top. What do you do by being here? You only add like 200 damage. If your argument against being here is, well, they could chase onto us. No, they can't. Jace has acceleration gate. They can't actually chase onto you. Lee Sin has W, Misfortune has her passive, Shen has, you know, whatever. Twisted Fate doesn't have Zanya's, he can't go for a Messiah. And you would already be at bottom, which would net you plus 300 something gold. Okay, and then it also applies more pressure onto the map, because now bottom would be reshoving into them. Your teammates can then, you know, stalemate them at Baron, and basically hold off until you arrive, and then you have a superior recall, and then, you know, it's complete chaos for them. They can't do anything. Does that make sense? Does this all make sense? Okay. You have any final questions?
I don't know, just a lot about how to play early lane. I'm still not that great at.
I have lots of videos that go over early lane. Other than that, my recommendation is you play a lot of games with only 3 champions, 3 to 4 champions, and you also make use of a lower LOID, which I told you at the very beginning.
Yeah.
And that's it. You keep working, you know, towards improvement. Maybe have a Skype and a friend in a Skype call with you watching your hitbox, so you have like a devil's advocate or a second opinion on stuff.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Alright, man. Good luck with everything.
Alright.
Alright. Bye.
Alright, see you.